Open Your Eyes is brought to you by the Belize Bank. Our country, your bank.
Good morning and welcome to Open Your Eyes.
Start your morning right. I am John Palacio.
And I'm Marlene Cuellar. And thank you for joining
us this morning. You're putting me on the spot since Wednesday, but I love it. I love it. I love it. And indeed, Belize, good morning. What a lovely morning it is. We've got some rains over the city at least. We could hear the thunder.
There was a rainbow too.
I know. Yesterday evening I saw one. I didn't see the one this morning.
Okay.
But
clearly.
We're in a beautiful country. We just hope that everybody is hunkered down and we're ready and set for what is supposed to be a wet weekend. All right?
That's right. And we'll be getting that weather update in just a bit. But of course, looking at some of the stories that are buzzing. First of all, there is a meeting of the House of Representatives today, a special sitting of the House of Representatives today.
Yeah.
And so that is definitely going to be something that we'll be able to find out what is going to be taken to the House.
Yeah.
And all the commentary there.
Indeed. We saw Senator Salas actually expanding on what that situation is going to be. Something about the 10th Amendment.
Yes.
And we'll be breaking that down for you later on in the 6 o'clock news report. But it's definitely something we're looking forward to. From the mere fact we've got a senator who is saying, you know what, this and that, or trying to break it down for us. That's what we'll be doing for you in the 6 o'clock news report. As per usual, Marlene, coronavirus continued to be the headliner over the past, year or so. The coronavirus has been the thing that has been taking over the news. And this is besides the fact that we've got some violent crimes, children actually losing their lives to violent crimes, you know. So these are some of the things that we definitely would want to expand on. Yesterday's numbers confirmed cases of actually of coronavirus, 119, but new recoveries also at 105. There is 14 extra cases when it comes to new confirmed cases on there. No deaths yesterday, and we're so glad to tell you that. But my worry, Marlene, is also the under investigation, especially with all these variants in the country. That to me is a little bit scary, and what could happen, or what could happen out of that, especially that you get the last report on Friday and then you get that report again on Monday. So,
Well, for me, I'm looking at the hospitalizations, and as much as we see, we're still over 1,000 active cases. I always, I feel it's important for us to say that when we say these active cases, that's only what's been reported or recorded so far, because there are many more people out there who may be positive with COVID-19 and don't know, because they can be completely asymptomatic and not know. Especially given the fact that the Ministry of Health has now confirmed that in the Belize district it is a community spread, which means that versus what we used to see before, where you'd be able to tie it back to the original positive case or a cluster in a particular workplace or community. Now it's possible for any person who doesn't know it can show up positive and cannot trace back to where they came in contact with a person with COVID. So it is a time to be extremely vigilant about your interactions. The WHO really has a very simple way of giving information to people of how to be careful. Of course, it includes things like looking at wearing your mask, washing your hands, and social distancing. But they also say pay attention to whether or not you're going to be indoor or outdoor. Outdoor spaces are preferable at this time. Air-conditioned rooms, if they have the possibility of opening up for ventilation, that should be done as well.
Yes.
Pay attention to the size of groups that you're going into. If you're going to a supermarket or the market or an area where there are a lot of people around, even if they're distance, but it just looks like too many people for you to be comfortable, it's probably not a safe space for you either. So it's things like that you want to use as your checklist to say, this is a safe place for me to go or not.
Especially here in the city where it has been said that it is now a community spread.
Yeah.
When they say that, look, you don't know who, you don't know who is walking around with the coronavirus. And so therefore, when you hear that community spread, it's best that you just stay in your lane, stay in your household. Now,
and I know a lot of people have been talking about regulations and lockdowns and whatnot, and I think, you know, we've learned our lesson about locking down. We've learned about the economic impact that it has, and we're all still feeling the effects of that particular period, and still feeling the effects now that we are in a third wave. So I think one of the things that we really just have to come to terms with is that we have a personal responsibility in all of this as well. You know, you have to make choices based on what you know are smartest for you to mitigate coming in contact with COVID. John, it can be anybody. I don't like the idea of pointing fingers of people who test positive for COVID, like, oh, they must have been reckless. Dr. Quare was a great example. He clearly talks about how he broke what is the existing protocol in a moment of humanity. And others as well. You know, maybe I touch a doorknob and then I touch my face afterwards. If I keep all the protocols in place, I'm still at risk just because it's so prevalent in our community.
You know, and I'm glad you alluded to that, because, you know, like the doorknobs and these little places that we normally go, we take them for granted. You know, we take them for granted. And for this reason, you'd hear that offices are saying, hey, we have detected a positive case within the office, or we're closed now for sanitization. Because the doorknob, we touch that often. Our phones, we touch that often. And we're so kind, we're such kind people that will lend somebody our phone to make a phone call. You know, so these things happen. It actually happens. And so therefore...
Or you show them. I mean, I don't know how many people are on phones, but like I'd show you something and be like, hey, look at this, and you're holding it.
You know, they grab it, they hold it, and then they see it and stuff like that. But this is how the virus is transferred, you know, from one place to another. It's not the virus, you know, it's actually us that is pushing it around. And so we need to be very, very vigilant when it comes to that.
It is highly contagious, and we know that, this particular variant.
Indeed.
So I think there's certain things that we need to take into consideration. If you start feeling sick, if you have flu-like symptoms, you know, we've talked about the symptoms all the time, or you just feel simply under the weather, start by staying home. You know, start isolating yourself, monitor yourself. And if you feel that the symptoms are aligning with what you consider to be COVID-19, then contact the Ministry of Health and get tested.
Indeed.
You get a negative test, you're fine, you're good to go, and at least you were safe enough to protect from spreading to other people.
Indeed.
But don't be sick and say, oh, it can't be COVID because I didn't come in contact with anybody. We're at community spread. It could be COVID, and you just don't know.
And again, we go back to Dr. Manzanero. He said after 2-3 days, he started to... Not Dr. Manzanero, Dr. Quare. After 2-3 days, then he started to feel something. And that was when he decided, you know what, I need to do a checkup. And then he did that to find out, hey, I'm positive. And so this is exactly what Marlene is talking to you about in terms of going out. Make sure that you do your checkup. You feel any little thing, any slight thing, you never know. Who knows? You make sure that you get a checkup and see where it goes from there. But it is...
Even things like allergies. I mean, my allergies have been terrible, and I try to take allergy medication to ensure I can minimize it. But every now, I mean, I have to pay attention to it, and I say, okay, well, this is the time that it would flare up, and then it passes for a while.
And there are a lot of people with the same thing, you know, allergies and whatnot. But checking up is what you need to do. But Marlene, you know, it is a Friday, and especially here in our country on Fridays, Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, that's when entertainment would normally boost. When it was actually the regular time, or when we had a longer, when we had a shorter curfew, and which leads me to one of the stories. I think the last story that we ran yesterday, and I'm saying this because of Friday and entertainment, whereby entertainers and businesses of entertainment actually came out yesterday and signed a petition to provide to the Ministry of Health and Wellness to say, you know what, we're doing, or you're doing this for restaurants, but at the same time, we need our little way as well. So much so that some of them came out saying, you know what, the banks are hovering over us. Social Security hovering over us. So there are a lot of people actually hovering over them because they need to make their money. They had to let go staff members, probably 50%, probably keeping one or two just in case some business would pop up. It is a tough situation for them as well.
Yeah, and we have the recent amendment up on the screen, which is one of the things that is part of, I guess, acknowledging the challenges that the entertainment industry, especially, well, specifically restaurants, I should say, have been facing, where usually, because there is a 9 o'clock curfew or an 8 o'clock curfew, you have to close an hour, hour and a half before that, so your staff can clean up and get home before the end of curfew.
Indeed.
Now what they've done is that they have extended it so the restaurants can close and the workers can go home even after the curfew. So I'm imagining that there are going to be some special passes issued for that purpose.
Indeed.
Allowing them to still have that extra hour. So if you and I are running home to beat the curfew, we can be at the restaurant till 8:30. And then they still have time. Otherwise, they'd be closing at 7:30.
Indeed.
So that's a key thing to be able to consider. But, you know, I saw the story, and I do feel for them, because not only has it been a situation where people with indoor spaces have had to, quickly create an outdoor space to accommodate. That's a financial investment that they have to make. And then it's in and out, in and out. The Prime Minister and the Minister of Health have been mentioning more frequently the idea of vaccination incentives. We see it in other parts of the world where you have to have proof of vaccination to enter into specific spaces. And I hear that that's a part of what the restaurant industry is pushing for. Give them the opportunity to say, you know, only vaccinated people can come in and dine indoor in my restaurant as well.
Yeah.
So these are things, and I'm happy to see them kind of coming together and being, because they're competitors anyway.
They are.
But they're coming together to be able to try to find a solution that works in a responsible way.
Speaking of responsible, that's exactly what they're trying to prove to the Ministry of Health and Wellness, that we're trying our best to be responsible, but at the same time, it's a little stifling, the curfew. It's a little stifling that the fact that we're not able to have people in our establishments. And then again, we have to let go of staff, which not much when it comes to Social Security, not much when it comes to making money being pushed across the country in the economy. So there are a lot of things that that to be looked upon when it comes to that, and let's see what happens.
It's just tough. It is tough. The variant, and especially Delta, has kind of just changed the landscape of what we could have moved forward to. First, we were looking at a particular percentage of people being vaccinated. That's still ideal, but we're still going to have COVID spreading around. The hope is that you just have people less sick, and they don't end up in the hospital. Those hospitalization numbers, I think, is 29 admissions and as many as 6 in the ICU.
Wow.
I mean, John, I've known 2 people who've passed just in the past month alone, and it is so concerning when you think about it, because one of the things you consistently hear is just how quickly their health deteriorates from the point of knowing they have COVID to ending up in a hospital. And then they spend so much time in the hospital, and then suddenly it goes for worse.
Yeah.
It's scary. And you just don't know. I could be somebody who gets it mildly, or, and you can be somebody who ends up in a hospital. We just don't know.
A lot of people are saying, but and I spoke to an artist over the weekend saying I'm a little hesitant in getting it. Simply because I know somebody who they say had been vaccinated fully, but that person still passed away. I know somebody who was very strong before all the variants came out, and they passed away. And so this is telling us that there is no discrimination from this disease. Your possibilities
There's
are
an
there.
unknown variable. I think we're no longer able to say, okay, if you are 70 and over and with diabetes and hypertension, it's not the same. You have these little cases that pop up that make you go, does that mean that I could die from it too? And so it is where we are.
You ask yourself the question, indeed. But the good thing, Marlene, about what we're talking about here is that we've got the vaccine within the country. And because we've got the vaccine, we want for folks to go on out there and get vaccinated. And Dr. Koyar said it, you know what, if I didn't take that the vaccine saved my life. He was clear in saying this. And so therefore, if you know that you are able or eligible to take the vaccine, go and get vaccinated, please.
All right.
All right. And that's just a little bit of what occurred in the newscast last night, of course.
Yeah. Do remember that the vaccination rollout continues. So please find out. Ministry of Health posts their schedule every week where they're going to be. 12 to 17, they get the Pfizer vaccine. And, you know, I think it's maybe, is it 1 week already or 2?
2 weeks now since we've been
So that means some will be going in for their second dose already.
Yes,
That's such positive news.
Indeed. So
and
2
then,
weeks with the Pfizer vaccine already.
Yeah, for adults, you still have the AstraZeneca, the Sinopharm, and the Johnson & Johnson available. So please take advantage of that opportunity.
Indeed.
But let's get moving into our show, John.
That's right. We hope you've been motivated in terms of getting the vaccine from what we've been telling you, but it's time for additional motivation with the eye opener.
Okay, and our eye opener for today goes like this. Sometimes we need to be our own village by utilizing all of our skills and learning more. Most individuals rely on the support of a village, whether peopled by relatives or community members, to effectively address the numerous ways we need assistance. This can mean anything from asking favors of acquaintances and leaning on loved ones for support to paying a skilled artisan to handle specialized tasks. However, each human being is born with the capacity to be their own village. In different moments in our lives, we are our own counselor, janitor, caregiver, cook, healer, teacher, and student. Our willingness to joyfully take on these roles grants us the power to maintain control over the direction our life's journey takes. Being your own village does not mean embracing isolation, for a balanced life is built upon the dual functions of the inner and the outer villages. Rather, being your own village is a celebration of your wondrous inner strength and resourcefulness, as well as an acknowledgement of your innate ability to capably steer the course of your own life.
Being your own village. Just reading it, it reminds me of the saying, it takes a village to raise a child. But in order for us in order for that to be true, each one of us have got to have our own villages in our own mind. And that's what we do in terms of pushing what we know together combined. That is when it takes the village to raise the child. So listening to it, and in different moments in our lives, we are our own janitor, our own counselor, our own caregiver, our own cook, healer, teacher, and student. It is indeed true of how we live our lives on a daily basis. Look, we do our own stuff at times, but we also learn from each other, especially when it takes the village to raise the child. But sometimes we do need our own village by utilizing, or we do need to be our own village by utilizing all of our skills and learning more. Indeed. Yeah. Skills are learned. And then when we learn from others, we utilize that becoming our own village. I love this.
Yeah. You know, I think this is such a critical eye-opener. Because it speaks of two really important things. One, recognizing your own inner strength and being comfortable relying on that. But I also love the fact that it points out the duality of it, because you have two ends of the spectrum here, and it's really finding that good balance. You have people who become very dependent on needing extra help to be able to kind of get through anything. We all know them. We have friends like that. And then you have others who are so independent that you know they're struggling. You know they're trying to take it all on for themselves. Yeah. And you wish that they would ask for help, or you offer help and they reject it. Yeah. And so for me, I think being able, you have two sides. And the key part is being able to know that it is okay to lean on other people that you trust, to be able to get a push when you need it, And when you can't get that push,
yeah.
you are your own village.
Lovely.
You've got to be able to trust yourself enough and say, I can do it. I can push myself. I can learn. I can, you know, how many people are in YouTube University right now to learn how to do something? We all are. Me too.
Yeah, guilty.
Yeah. So I think that's such a key part. It's finding that sweet spot, that balance for you.
Indeed. Well summed up. I really and truly appreciated the eye opener, and we do hope that we motivated you there with that one, especially with the approaching weekend. All right. But nonetheless, while we spoke about the weekend, we need to take a look at the weekend weather.
Yeah, and we know we got a wet one coming up. So there was a system that the Met Service has been tracking. The probability of development was low. It's now right in front of us. And as we've been told over the past few days, we are expecting a very wet weekend ahead. You can hear the rumbling of thunder outside.
Yeah, we can hear the rumbling.
I don't know if you can hear it through our microphones, but we can hear it. But let's check out our weather forecast for today and the weekend.
Good evening. Conditions were generally fair this afternoon, except for a few showers over Belize City and the central Belize district. The weather is expected to become more showery tomorrow as an area of low pressure moves across the Gulf of Honduras. The forecast for tonight is for skies to become cloudy at times, with a few showers over most areas, along with isolated thunderstorms along the coast after midnight. Tomorrow will be cloudy with some showers and thunderstorms, especially over central and northern portions of the country in the morning. Rainfall may be heavy at times, and a flood watch is in effect for low-lying and flood-prone areas over the next few days. Winds over the open sea will be from the east at 10 to 20 knots, and seas will be moderate. Operators of small crafts should exercise caution, however, for gusty winds and locally rough seas near heavy showers and thunderstorms. Minimum overnight temperatures will range from 78 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast to 74 inland to 68 up in the mountains. Highs tomorrow will be around 84 degrees Fahrenheit over coastal areas, 88 inland, but only 78 degrees in the mountains. The outlook is for cloudy skies with several periods of light rain, showers and thunderstorms, especially along the coast Friday night, with showers decreasing somewhat on Saturday. There is a high tide at 8:05 tonight, a low at 12:39 also tonight, another high at 6:56 in the morning, and another low at 2:36 tomorrow afternoon. The moon will rise at 2:24 tomorrow morning and set at 3:56 in the afternoon. Sunrise in the morning is at 5:39, sunset tomorrow evening 4 minutes after 6. In the tropical weather outlook, at 3 o'clock this afternoon, Hurricane Larry was over the Atlantic, centered near 13.7 degrees north, 35.8 west, or about 765 miles west of the southernmost Cabo Verde Islands. Larry was moving to the west at 18 miles per hour with maximum sustained winds of 80 miles an hour. A small area of low pressure and associated surface trough over eastern Honduras is producing disorganized shower and thunderstorm activity over portions of the western Caribbean Sea. A portion of the low's circulation could move over the Gulf of Honduras on Friday. However, development there, if any, is expected to be slow to occur. With that, we end this report from the Belize Weather Bureau.
There you have it. Wet weekend ahead. And one of the things we do want to make a note of is that there is a flood watch in effect for flood-prone areas. So I know the rains started from yesterday in some areas. And so please take that into account as we expect more rainfall over the next few days. Yeah. If you know that your home or your area is prone to flooding, make plans to be able to move out at this time. Because we definitely would love, the idea is to be able to protect yourself as much as possible.
So indeed, we want to hear good news from you, and exactly what you mentioned, we would love to hear good news from you in terms of that you and your family are well protected. You've moved from a flood-prone area and went over to higher grounds. And quickly, Marlene, the outlook again for Friday night and Saturday, it is for continuing cloudy with several periods of light rain, showers and thunderstorms, especially along the coast Friday night, then showers decreasing somewhat on Saturday, which of course is some good news to know that it's decreasing. It's going to decrease a little on Saturday. All right. So that's a look at the weather there. Thanks to the forecasters there at the National Met Service for providing us with the weather update.
All right, but we have to get moving into our show for
Friday.
today. John, this first segment is great for you.
For me?
Yeah, I think
Why for me?
Because
Why?
I think that you can have a career in
acting?
acting. Yeah, I do think so. And so there's an actor workshop taking place in Belize, and this is being done through the Belize Film Commission. We've seen so many talented people over the years. It is wonderful to have this opportunity. So we're going to have an actor joining us as well,
Sweet.
talking about the training. How do you know if you're going to be a good actor or actress? How do you know? So we'll find out, and how you can sign up and participate.
Indeed. And in our second segment for this morning, there's a mural project going on in Belmopan, and we'll have folks in to tell us all about it. It's a live demo and more info actually about phase 1 of that mural project in the Garden City of Belmopan.
I'm trying to calm myself down because I have been loving all the pictures of these murals across the country.
Indeed,
they are
indeed.
beautiful. Whoever, came up with the idea, pushed the idea, it's well past time to be able to see arts in our streets and across the country.
Indeed.
So I'm happy to hear about this. And it's a collaborative effort between artists.
A lot of artists out there in watching the pictures, you could see a lot of artists and they're doing their thing, and these murals, they're coming out very beautifully. I can't wait to just know what the finished products will be, and the fact that we could go across the country and see these things happening.
And it is September, and there are a lot of activities we're not able to enjoy at this time. But we're going to be doing a special series of September flashbacks, and we'll look at some of our old archive footage of September festivities from the years past. Today, we're going to be looking at Carnival in 1996.
We're back in 1996.
Yeah,
Where was
it's going to look a lot different.
I could imagine what it was. We used to only hear about Carnival, and some folks had the opportunity to come on up to the city and check it out. Yes,
that's interesting. So, when I lived in PG, there was a small carnival. I never knew that they had one. Yeah.
Back in the day, we heard about. We just, it was just a hear of thing, and we used to have parades, and I used to look forward to those things, really. And following the carnival or following those parades, we used to back in the day go to teen dance at Memos.
Oh, there was a teen dance.
Yes, there was a spot for teens. It was great, man. It was great. We had a good time. But anyways, we'll be wrapping things up this morning with a look at what to do when you're heading south. If you're a Belizean tourist and you want to know what good you could do down south, then we'll be doing that for you. A fun weekend activities for Belizean families, a tour of the south. So we've got that and more right here on Open Your Eyes when we come back. There is no birthday shout out. I could give some names, Dick Bert Petio, his birthday was yesterday, and Marlene, I didn't, I was late at it, but at the same time, my daughter celebrated her birthday yesterday as well. Erin Jean Palacio. Her birthday was yesterday, 4 years old.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. She woke up yesterday with all the excitement that, Daddy, today's my birthday. I was like, yes. And so, see, there we go.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and
we'll take that break. And when we come back, we'll be diving directly into our first segment. Stay with us. It's a fun Friday. We'll be right back.
Hey son, how was your first day at sixth form?
Really cool. It was great to see my friends, and I really love my teachers.
I'm so happy to hear that. I'm sorry I wasn't there for your first day, but I'll be back from Corozal next week.
It's okay, Dad. I can't wait to see you. Oh, and please remember, I still have some books I need to purchase.
Ah, yes. Let me e-cash you that right now. Money has been sent. I add a little extra cash just for you.
Whoa, Dad. Thanks. Got it.
You're welcome, sir.
Download the eCash app today and take your first step into a cashless lifestyle. For more information, visit www.e-cash.com or contact us via WhatsApp at 613-0257. eCash, the future is here.
Bringing people together has always been SMART's mission and passion. That is why we are proud to have built a locally independent quality network from the ground up that spans the country with over 100 sites. We continue to add more affordable mobile data packages, broadband speeds, and voice services to meet your personal and business needs. Smart has set the standard of true competition with the most competitive prices on all services offered. We invite and welcome you to join the Smart family, where the value for your dollar matters. Smart will continue bringing new technologies, more affordable prices, network expansions, and people together. Smart, bringing people together.
Life can be tough when a loved one suddenly departs. Dependents of the deceased are sometimes left alone to pick up the pieces and may be stranded financially. Fortunately, the Social Security Board provides survivor's benefit to ease the burden. Survivor's benefit is paid to a widow or widower, children under 18 years, or up to 21 years if attending school, or dependent parents. A survivor's benefit can be either a grant or a pension. Want to know more about survivor's benefit? Visit our website or contact any of our offices to have someone assist you. Also, be sure to visit our Facebook page and give us a like to stay informed. Social Security Board, safeguarding you, your family, your future.
Working off-site doesn't mean you have to be off your game. Studies have shown that simply adding a keyboard and mouse to your laptop increases productivity by 26%. Add a monitor, and you'll be 35% more productive. At Fulltech Systems, we have what you need to enhance your remote work or e-learning experience. With devices such as headsets, video conferencing monitors, webcams, keyboards, mice, docking stations, all with the brands you trust. Keep connected with collaboration tools like Microsoft 365 Suite and Kaspersky and perform efficiently no matter where you are. Fulltech Systems, your technology center, where you'll come for the price, but stay for the service.
As one of the largest cable and internet providers in Belize, CBC strives to provide our customers with the highest standards of quality, value, and service in all aspects of cable TV and internet. Monitoring our systems closely, our technicians combine creative planning and state-of-the-art technology with years of experience and training to develop and provide the most reliable and advanced cable and internet service to exceed your expectations. For CBC and our team of talented engineers, technicians, and customer service representatives, delivering less than the very best is never an option.
Welcome back to Open Your Eyes, and we're now moving into our first segment. We've got some energy going on here. That's what you can tell you.
A little bit of friendliness.
Yeah, we've got it. But the intro is simply that the Belize Film Commission, they'll be holding actors workshop with actor Wooly Parks. In with us is Wooly himself.
Oh, is that who I am?
Yes,
oh, okay, wow.
That's you. And no stranger to media, no stranger to TV, Ms. Suzette Zaydan, Belize Film Commission. It's always nice to see you. Welcome and good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for
Man,
having us.
look at the energy here.
Okay, John, I feel like you've got all the energy, John. That's okay. We're trying to keep it up with you, my friend.
She'll tell you, one of the
and without coffee.
Guys. Yeah, without
Me
coffee.
neither. So
That's
all right.
All right. So welcome, guys, and let's get on into this. Ms. Sue, it's always good to see you. It's always good to hear what the Belize Film Commission is actually got going or trying to push across. What's going on? What's the latest with you?
Well, actually, this project is jointly the Belize Film Commission and the Belize International Film Festival. As you may know, we didn't have a festival last year due to COVID and other restructuring. We're doing restructuring with the festival. Okay. But recently, we've been trying to do more training workshops. There was a study released by the IDB, I think this week, that was supported by Netflix that looked at the Latin America and the Caribbean markets, and what is most important is that we need to push training opportunities for our people. Wally and I were having a discussion earlier talking about why we don't get big studios to come to do big films, because they want to see an infrastructure in place already. They want to see the people already trained. And that's what was pointed out in the study, that's the problem with our small population countries and the economies, that we don't take these industries seriously, even though they have great potential, and we don't push education, we don't push training. And so we're taking advantage of the fact that Wally is in Belize this week. And we've been trying to work with him for about 5 or 6 years now. It's been a cat and mouse game.
I know, yes, sorry.
And so we heard he was here, and he quickly agreed that, you know what, this is it. You got me. I want to do it. Let's get this acting workshop going. And so we have tried to round up some of the budding actors in Belize, and most of the people who have signed up are actually acting already.
Okay.
It's a very small group, but they're all jumping at the opportunity to work with Wole and to get something from his experience or his insights on what it is like to act on a set, on a series.
No, it's cool.
Wait, Wole, so you paused your vacation to be able to train the actors and actresses?
Well, yeah, you know, it's, thank you. Wow, look at that. Live service. I like that. You know, it's funny because she was actually asking before I flew in, she was asking what I wanted to do. And I told her, to be honest, like that is something I'm actually passionate about because, you know, the training and the opportunities to actually work with the new generation, because I'm not the new generation anymore as I get older. But the whole idea, exactly what she's saying, like, you know, sort of, what's helped me in my career were, like, you know, people help guide me through it. And so the idea of maybe being able to pass along some knowledge I have, just a little bit. I mean, it's not like, look, no one knows everything. There's no handbook per se anymore, especially because social media's changed a lot. You know, with, like, you know, the apps and the websites and all that, YouTube, you have people now where you can, if you make your own series, you can get on there and somehow a producer sees that and then you can become huge. I mean, look at Issa Rae with Insecure. That, you know, she started off doing her own web series and that became huge. But the idea, though, is as far as, like, you know, doing scripted television, it is kind of good maybe to get a little bit more training, just see how people attack scripts and things like that and what works. So we're open at home.
Willie, you know, we're blessed to have you in. I'm not sure. I've read something and it said that your mom is Belizean.
My mom is Belizean.
So tell us a little about yourself. I mean, you're in this big industry, acting movies, and I saw something about Superman and whatnot. This guy is huge.
No. Okay, I don't know about huge. We're gonna calm these words down. There's no hugeness going on here.
He's
no. It is. It's actually, you got some of that stuff going on right now. Yeah, luckily I'm on a show called Superman and Lois, which airs on the CW, as you can see right there in the U.S. But it's a worldwide show. I mean, obviously, like with an IP like Superman, it's really, really huge. I play a character named John Henry Irons, who's actually named Steel. That's me fighting Superman right there. Getting knocked out. So it's kind of cool. I mean, in a way, he's sort of like the first black Superman, if you want to say it that way. He was created in the early '90s during the death of Superman comics or whatnot. So it's been kind of cool to portray this character for the first time on live TV. You know, it's been really, really nice. So
you've got Belizean roots, and
I do, 100%.
So when coming here to Belize, was it because you wanted to have a vacation here at home, or you just came here to do some work? Tell us about your roots.
Well, no, that's a good question. So I mean, bittersweet. Sadly, you know, my cousin passed away, and we're here to bury his ashes or whatever. That's what we're actually here for. But at the same time, no, I was born in the U.S., but my mother's Belizean. The whole side of that family is Belizean. I'm actually a first-generation American. So yeah, but we had a place on George Street. I would come here every summer when I was a kid. You know, hang out all the time. It was funny because I was joking with Mom about, like, having a gacho. And like some empanadas and all that stuff or whatnot. So no, I do have a lot of Belize culturalism based in me because like I said, I used to spend all my time here when I was a kid. Not as much as I've grown up, but I do come back a lot. My mother lives here. You know, my uncle, actually, her and my uncle, they have a complex over here. So no, we do spend a lot of time here. It's just I'm not based here anymore. But I do have roots. a large
So
amount.
you said before the landscape has changed, and it really has. I mean,
Yeah.
people are using all kinds of platforms to be able to get themselves out there, and
Yeah.
they get discovered for things like acting and modeling.
Yeah.
How do you think that gives Belizeans an opportunity to be able to leverage themselves and get discovered?
That's a good question. I mean, that's the thing. You know, here's to be honest with you, I'm not the best with social media. That's my handicap because that's kind of that's a little bit after my generation. Just because I'm not the best, I'm not the most adapted. I kind of did old school way where you would go in, make exactly like get good relationships with casting directors, audition. You kind of work your way up. The thing about now is you have these situations where you have kids go on what is it, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, or whatever. They have these channels that, like I said, people get recognized. And the beauty of it is, which I didn't have, is that people, from a smaller country like Belize could go on and they could just get a huge audience.
Yeah.
So therefore, you don't have to necessarily be in LA or New York to get recognized. But the thing is, you do have to be consistent and you do have to put in the work. And that's why she was talking about the workshop that we're doing, because regardless of how you want to get your start in the business, it is about commitment. I think people don't understand that, it's a business. It's called the entertainment business. What you guys are doing is work. It takes a lot of work to do what you do every day and show up here and do that. I think people think, I see sometimes people have come up to me like, I think about being an actor. I don't know. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm thinking about being a carpenter. Let's see how that goes. I might build a building. Let's see how that works. I'm
tomorrow,
It's not easy like that. And that's the thing. So if you're interested, if you're a young Belizean and you're really interested in the business, I would say, look, get some friends together, like a lot of kids do any place in the world right now. Maybe work some stuff together, like work on like a script here and there, shoot a little like little film with your friends, and it might start off kind of silly or whatever, but if you keep doing it more and more and more, if you are serious about it, you can get noticed. And you have no clue who's paying attention. That's the beauty of it.
And I'd like to point out that they can get noticed by submitting those little films that they make to the Belize International Film Festival. And possibly they can be selected and be seen by a wider audience. So we've provided a forum for them to send their things to. So we're trying to put the infrastructure in place to get the industry moving. So we encourage all the young people out there to make their own films.
Indeed,
indeed.
So let's talk about what it takes, right? You talk about the hard work, and that's with every profession.
100%.
But my question is, how much is it raw talent, and how much is it proper training?
Oh, that's a really good question. That's I'm trying to see if I could give a percentage. I'll tell you this. I'd rather work with someone who's 100% dedicated and will put in the work than someone who's just got pure raw talent but is lazy. Because I've run into that situation where people are like, they're golden or whatever, but at the same time, but then you see them on set and they're like, no, I'm not that, I'm good, and like, or whatever. They come on, they're not prepared. And let me tell you something, like, as I'm sure are aware, time is money. And these producers, and again, it's a business. So you could be the most talented person in the world, but if you're not good to work with, people aren't going to want to work with you. So I feel like maybe, look, raw talent is the thing. It's not like magically, you can become a good actor if you just aren't good at sort of even communicating. That's going to be a problem. But it's not everything. You do need to put in the work and the commitment, because it's not just us, it's not just you, it's a team you're working with.
I think with this work, in this workshop, one of the questions that might pop up would be, when you say put in the work, when you say always be prepared, what do you mean? Like for instance, and I'd like to throw this out to yourself, when you're preparing, what do you do?
Good question. So for me, I when I show up, like, I'm sorry, this is funny, I'm watching random scenes on the show behind there, whatever. First, when we did this scene, I came in as an actor. Obviously, I knew my lines already, but I also had ideas about what the scene was about. I came prepared, being like, basically, I came to the director and said, hey, this is what I think the scene is about. I came ready to work with other actors or whatever. I came with ideas. The whole idea is, if you come sort of to make everyone else's life easier, people appreciate that. The worst thing you can have, and we've had situations like that, not on this show and on other shows, where people come with, they're like, I don't know my lines, you forget your lines, you don't know what you're doing or whatever, and that's bad, because you're getting paid a good amount of money to do that. And there are a lot of people. Look, the thing about the show, any kind of show, is you might have that job, but if you don't want it, there are thousands of people behind you who will take that job.
Yeah.
And best believe you will get replaced. You should trust me, it will happen.
What do you think is the toughest learning curve for people when they first get introduced into this career?
So it's funny. I think there's training, like we're talking about, like we said, we're doing the
Yeah.
workshop tomorrow, which I think will be really nice. I'm really looking forward to that. But then that's training sort of on the stage, obviously there are no cameras there. For me, it's learning to work around cameras and people. And that's something you really don't get until you work on an actual set. As you can see, because like while we're here, like, there are people around us, there are camera people, there are people like who might be talking around you and all these other things. The weirdest thing I've had to do is, do a scene where we're acting together, but magically I can't see you because the camera's in front of me, it's blocking you. So I'm acting off of a piece of tape that exists right here, and then you're talking there, and then and there's like 100 people around us, and somehow it has to act like it's an intimate scene. These are things that you really can't fully learn until you get on set, but it's something you just have to get accustomed to and learn to just sort of adapt. I'm sure it's the same thing for you guys. There are things you just have to like learn on the fly, like the skill that you guys have. No, seriously, it's not what you guys do. I want to make sure people understand this is not easy. You make it look easy, and that's what makes you good at what you do.
Yeah.
I know that, Suzette, you've worked with people before, even if you're doing commercials or in other scripted programs. For us, I know when we do advertisements, one of the things that people have a hard time adjusting to is how many takes they have to take. It's like, do it again. That one sounded good. and it's all a part of the process. How do you think the actors who are going to be a part of the workshop are going to benefit from this?
I don't think they'll have that experience, what we're going for here, because it's not on the set and it's not really being done with cameras. What we're going for is for them to actually understand how to portray the character, feel the character they're supposed to. In fact, Wally gave them a lot of homework already.
Oh, wow. I wrote a bunch of stuff like how to prepare. Basically, she's right, like how to analyze. Because you're right, but we won't. I mean, we won't necessarily have to go multiple times, but we do expect people to come prepared. And again, what's what's the idea for the character? What is this scene about? What do you want out of this scene? Where is it taking place? Things like that. Those things again, which is just something as an actor, which maybe as a new actor you might not necessarily be thinking about, but as something as a seasoned person you might be able to add your own creativity and your flair to it.
And for example, we gave out sides. Sides are what you call the pages in the script. So there's about three sides that they got to study from, but in addition to the side he gave them the actual script. So he says your job is to read the script and understand who you are, what your character is, and then this is your scene that you'll perform. So it's not just a random scene. They had to actually understand the story and where they fit into it. So we'll see how good they are and in what areas they could perhaps get better. It's not that much different than actually script writing, where you actually have to understand what the story is that you're trying to tell and what the character, who the character is. You can't just read the lines.
Or think I can sound sad and that means I'm in character.
Exactly, I'm sad.
But how tough is that? I mean,
that's a good question. I will say, and this is again where you talk about things you can't really learn. Like for instance, if you have a very emotional scene, things are going to happen around you regardless because people have to get things done. So I know for me, one of my methods, what I do is I take my phone and I go I find a little quiet corner. I put on some music, because suddenly you've got
like heartbreak music.
Like you honestly you put on like maybe some sad music, whatever something gets you triggered emotionally. I'll go to the side and like kind of work my own process, and that works for me. And I'll listen to it, and then I'll be able to come up, and then they're like, okay, let's go. Because when if you have an intimate scene where sadly someone just passed away, it's kind of hard when we've all just been joking and laughing around, and there's like 50 people around you. There's this cameraman, there's this light person, there's this person talking, or whatever, and they're like, and go, and you're like, oh my God, it's you have to find a process that works for you, and that's just honestly time. That's kind of time and preparation. That's something which you have to find on your own. But things like
and
that.
And even
work for me.
the face, because you could, everything can be seen in the face oftentimes. So you might come and really sound sad, but your eyes are telling you.
100%. Well, that's the thing about camera acting versus stage acting. That's another difference. Is like when you're on the stage, you have to work for the person who's in the last row of the audience, and so you have to be much bigger. When you're on TV, that doesn't work because the camera is literally right here. So it picks up everything, every nuance, every like little flick of the eye or whatever, those things like that. So it's a little more subtle, but you're right. Those things do matter as well.
Yeah. Cool.
What do you enjoy the most about it?
Oh, honestly, I like playing different characters. I do like the idea of playing something that's not me. Like for me, just because there's something about, I guess in a way, any actor, I'd imagine, kind of likes to play make-believe. Like they're that kid back in the day who likes to do story time and just sort of like, okay, let's do this, let's do this, imagine this scenario, and you just throw yourself into that. For me, what I really enjoy is when you I like to describe it as going on a roller coaster ride. Like you're like, okay, I don't know where this scene is gonna go, but I'm willing to go on that journey. And once you get on there, you kind of find out, you're like, oh, I didn't know we're gonna go there. And after, you're kind of like, what just happened? But you felt some emotional connection. You felt some emotional vulnerability. I love that.
Wow.
What's your ultimate role that you'd wanna play?
Oh,
the president?
God. It depends. No. To be honest, like they were doing a show. They were doing do you guys know the show Luther? Have you heard of that show with Idris Elba? It's on Netflix.
Idris Elba is on Netflix. Luther.
Luther was a show. It was a BBC show. Luther. Anyway, he played a detective. He was like really cerebral, kind of messed up. I tend to like characters a little more messed up, a little more dark, a little more introspective. I know, which is weird because like I tend to be.
But that's intense.
I know. I tend to be pretty optimistic and fun, but again, I like to play characters who aren't as much like me.
Okay.
You know, so even though like I try to be like pretty easygoing or whatever, I like character. I'm sorry.
Does that make you invisible when you?
I don't necessarily know if it makes me invisible because there's the character and there's you and there's a fusion. The question is, where do you lie on that? You know, so there's any character I portray, there's a part of me that comes to it. I find characteristics within myself. So it's more about what parts of you do you highlight. I mean, but I do like to. I'm an actor who likes to bring myself closer to the character rather than bring every character to me because that's kind of easy. I mean, if every character is just me, then am I really acting? I'm just sort of.
You're just being you.
I'm just being me, which is fine, and it's fine. But for me, that's not interesting. I like playing.
It's not
challenging part of it.
And how quickly can you get into your character?
It depends on the character. If I've been working on it for a while, then maybe sometimes you can drop into it a lot quicker. But there are other characters, it takes a long time, and that's again where we talk about the preparation. Why, like I said before, with the workshop, what we did was, sent them scripts, sent them sides, and I specifically said, look, work on this. So you bring a character, because it might not be something you could turn on and turn off. I think sometimes people, and honestly, myself included back in the day, thought it was kind of like a light switch. Where I could just kind of turn it on and off. It doesn't work that way. Because the idea is, for me, a character speaks differently. A character speaks a certain way. He moves a certain way. He thinks a certain way. So you need to really be able to embody that. And I think that's the key, in my opinion, at least in one of being a great actor, is really kind of seeing that transformation. You look at Meryl Streep, who I think is one of the greatest actors of all time, and she just morphs into something, you know, and you just don't really know. You almost kind of don't know who she is.
You see her in a new movie and you're like, is that what she's really like?
And that's exactly what it is. It's like, who is this person? Who are they? Like, what is this person like? That's so true. It's like, I don't even know who the real person is because they're always doing something different.
So let's see your best Luther.
Oh, my best captain, like Lex Luthor. Well, I play. This guy is a more.
Let's see your intense.
Well, my intense. I'd have to be a little more serious because this guy's a little more deep, and so we just
take
sort
off
of
the
like.
mask too, so we can see.
So we can see it. So we're seeing the process.
On the spot. Again, this is where the private stuff would come in or whatever, but I'd have to go. So then, where are we going? What are we gonna do? Because I don't know where we're going with this. But if you're serious about this, if you really want to do this as a passion, you need to be serious about this and put in the work. Again. No one told me that we were going to do this, but I'm talking to you right now. So if you want to be a serious actor, please make sure you go out and take this workshop. Even though there are no open spaces available as far as I'm aware. I don't know what I'm saying. That was very, that might not be very good actually. So please don't judge my acting based on that.
That was great. You did make me feel like I was in an interrogation room.
I know, again, that was very
I nearly said it wasn't me. It's her.
I'm gonna have a lot of friends who are gonna be like, that sucks. You are a horrible actor. How do you have your job? I swear to God, I can be better than that.
You can blame us.
It's okay. It's right. It's right.
These things happen. Yeah.
What's it been like so far? Having everybody it's a small group. Let's be clear. You have a small selected group of actors who are already working, who are in the training. But what has it been like?
For the workshop?
Yeah.
It's just emails right now. We're
What about the process for you and all that? How's that been?
It's been good. They've been very, they've reached out. And I was surprised, as I said, because almost everyone has acted in either a film that's been shot here or locally or from outside. And some have been on TikTok. So it's clear that they want to see themselves move forward. They want to. I was happy that they signed up because they want to better themselves. They want to improve their craft. They obviously see a future in it. So so there's very few that were just like maybe 1 or 2 persons that says, oh, I want to act. I just want to act. I don't know what to do. But the others, they submitted resumes. So I asked them for their actor's resume, and if they didn't have it, they created it, and it was great because it's the start of building that resume where you put your name and the production you've been in and the director's
and here's
name.
the thing, for people, to be honest with you, people like that who just do reach out and say, hey, I want to act, but I don't know what to do. I love that because that's the main thing too. Is like the idea that you're aware that you don't know something, so you want to improve on that. That's the main thing too, because a lot of times you have people have egos who are like, no, I know what I'm doing. I don't need your help. I love the idea that they would reach out and say, hey, I'm not sure, so how do I improve? I think that's, to be honest, that is huge. Like to me, even I've been in the business for a good amount of time. I never stop learning. If I ever stop learning, I probably should stop doing what I do. So I love that they have people who do.
And it's
the
same with us here. It's always about learning. This is like a big university, and so learning. You should never stop, indeed. So this workshop is going to be tomorrow.
Yes.
Right. I noticed that you've pointed at Victor Davis. He's coming through the film commissioner. He's a casting agent in Los Angeles. So he's casted for A Few Good Men. Some of his past works in the past were Boys in the Hood, a whole bunch of films like that. And so Victor was very interested in seeing what sort of talent we had here. He loves Wallace clips.
More than me sometimes.
I had to point out he's a facilitator. But yeah, so he's excited to see what we have in Belize, just to sort of also give some tips on what, as a casting agent, he would be looking for from them. And so so he's joining us virtually. Just to see how it works, and he'll be on. So we're excited that they have that opportunity.
They've done a great job organizing this whole thing. I mean, again, and this is something we kind of threw together on the fly in a way to kind of squeeze it all in, amongst everything. So, and for everyone who's volunteered and who's getting involved and again reached out, I so appreciate it. Just because, like I said, the fact that you're willing to learn and willing to give, just figure out and become a better person, I think that's something we could all aspire and should try to do. So it's great.
What's your ultimate goal? What do you want to leave the people that you work with? How far do you want to take them?
I just want to be honest, I don't know if there's necessarily a space I want to take them. I would like to imagine that they feel that they've left better than they came in. Because it all depends. Like we said, everyone's in different boats. Like if somebody comes in and they have maybe less experience and they don't understand just the idea of like eye line, things like that, and like how do you interact with somebody, that might be something. Whereas in someone else, it might be more advanced. It might be something about like, okay, more deeper character work. It's simply to just improve on wherever you are. So if someone comes and they leave and they're like, you know what, I feel better and more ready than I did before. That's all that matters to me. I'm just that's how I see things.
Excellent.
I wanted to ask him a quick question about method acting.
Oh yes, sure. Hi, Suzette.
Welcome to my.
It's not like she didn't have you all the time.
No. It's not like we were together before.
So in 2012, that's when I first heard about Wole Parks. There was this film called Premium Rush.
Back in the day.
Back in the day, like almost 9 years ago. But he was on TV.
I did a show called DV's Mates.
No, he was on DV's Mates. He's done.
Sorry.
I'm gonna go back to Premium Rush. So he played a bicycle messenger, and the film was pretty much on bicycle the whole time. Did you have to train to do that? Did that hurt?
And I got cast. We all got injured. Everyone, it became a rite of passage. Yeah. It was a movie. Like the best way to describe it is sort of like Fast and the Furious, but on bicycles.
Okay.
And yeah, all the leads who were on the bikes, we all had training. I got cast last, so I think I only had maybe 3 weeks of training. I don't remember exactly because it was so long ago, but I had the least amount of training out of everyone. And we had a bunch of stunt doubles, and that's the thing too. By the way, I always stress the amount of like, it's not just the people you see on the camera. Like there are people behind the scenes. There are stunt doubles, and they get involved. But yeah, it's something where I had to learn how to ride a bike. I mean, like I know how to ride a bike, but like that, but the way I'm not that bad.
It's okay if you learn that.
I never ridden a bike before. No, but like things like that, like to like really get. Oh, actually, that's stuff over there. Yeah, to really like get heavily involved in like that's a different kind of level. But yeah, it's just something you just.
I remember
do.
that movie too.
Yeah.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
Yeah.
But Devious Maids, man. Oh my God.
This is like real fan love.
I wish I would have known. I could have reached out to Rosalind Sanchez. You could have reached out. No.
That seems to be where it's coming from.
And that's what it is. Exactly. It's like Rosalind Sanchez.
Tell us a behind the scenes story. A scene in anything that you've done that people would never guess what's happening behind the scenes.
Oh my God. Oh, well, okay. Well, now because we're talking about Premium Rush, I guess I'll talk about this briefly. Like we all got injured. Because when she was talking about like bike message, we all took it very seriously. So George Gordon-Levitt, and also his stunt double, there was a stunt they were doing, and they it didn't go exactly to plan, and they both went like hit a windshield or either windshield or the rear window of a cab. And they like did that. Like for me, I had a scene where the guy was telling me the bike trainer or whatever. He said, "Listen, whatever you're gonna do is a hard turn. Instinctually, you're going to want to brake with your, the back wheel or whatever.
Yeah.
Do not do that. Do not." Then I said, "Okay, I get it." He said, "Do not. You're going to instinctually want to do it. Don't do it." And I did it, and I fell, and I broke my bike, and the bike I had was a very expensive bike, and I tore my leg up, like literally this whole section. A lot of people got injured on that movie. So. TMI? I don't know. So we.
So you just bandaged up and kept on going?
You just keep going. Like no, like that's just something you do. But that's something which a lot of actors do. I mean, like I've worked with a lot of like good A-list people, and that's the thing. It's just you realize it's not just about you.
Yeah.
The show must go on, like they say in the theater. It's something you do in a theater and also film. You got to get it done.
How long did it take you guys to shot Premium Rush?
A couple of months, maybe 2 or 3 months. We shot it over the summer. Okay. It was really cool. We shot obviously in New York City. It was great. That's my hometown.
Yeah.
Had a lot of fun. I was working a regular job at the same time while I was doing that, so that was a little crazy.
Is it like everyday shooting or?
Yeah. Every day. I mean, at least 5 days a week, sometimes 6 days a week. It depends on the on the show or the movie. But yeah, it was something we had a good time doing, and I love it because it was and that's me and my patient in the background. There you go. Yeah, so we had a good time shooting that.
Red carpet?
That was the red carpet for Premium Rush. Yeah, that was back in the day. That was 9 years.
Don't you love watching yourself on TV?
No, I do not. I am not. That's why it's kind of funny for me. I'm like, that's me, looking at me.
Why is my mouth moving that way?
Yeah. I'm self-critical, as probably most people are who are on television. Yeah.
Cool. So this particular opportunity is only for a few selected actors. Where do you want it to go from here?
We will do more.
Yeah.
We will do more workshops over time. Perhaps not all with Wole, but different people that will come along.
Yeah.
We basically need to get stories out. So we're working on script writing, having people pull out the stories that they want to tell, and then we want to have the actors who can take these stories a bit further. Yeah. In my personal opinion, I think we have a lot of people with tech skills now that, that I don't think we need to stress that much training on production, but we need to actually get the stories out. Because there's no point in having a camera and nothing to tell, no story to tell.
Yeah.
So we got that's an area that we want to concentrate on.
And what do you think of Belize as a film destination? I know this has been a heavy push, and we've had quite a few crews come down already.
Well, that's interesting. We were talking about that before. It's kind of like what comes first, the chicken or the egg. Like a lot of times people are like, "Oh, why don't you just have like a big film just come down here and shoot?" Well, the thing is, a lot of times they go to places where there are already tax breaks involved. They already have crew members there. Like for instance, our show, we shoot in Vancouver. A lot of shows shoot in Vancouver in Canada, and that's like a really popular destination. It's honestly, it's nicknamed like Hollywood North.
Oh, wow.
Because so many things shoot up there because they have the infrastructure already. So because the thing is, you got to think about it's all a business. So if I'm a producer and if I could go someplace where they already have sound stages already, they already have crew members available, like your crew member people work on the show already who are here, then I can like already tap into those people and hire them locally. So and sometimes it's probably a lot easier for a producer to go to a place which has the infrastructure already in place rather than to say, hey, I'm willing to take a shot and a risk. I'm going to bring all this equipment, all this stuff, all this money here, and they're not sure if it's going to work out or not. So if Belize wants to, become bigger with that, and you can, I mean, listen, you can make a lot of money, and it can be a real big economic driver. We have a lot of cities who do that. Then I think they need to encourage, work with Suzette, and meetings with her, talk about what's needed. Like I said, tax breaks, have crew members, have people learn not just, the stuff in front of the camera, but behind the camera, all those things.
Cool. All right. Well, now we know exactly what's going to happen. This workshop is going down. A few people. It's going to be tomorrow.
It is, yeah.
And Wooly is in town.
We're actually doing it at the Hub, the Community Resource Center off Lake Independence Boulevard, which is a beautiful space.
Yeah.
And it's working with youths, and so we may have a couple observers.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I'm
who
sure.
might be
That's
watching.
good. That's okay. That's totally okay.
But we're very happy they were willing to partner with us on this. They saw the potential to
Nice.
And also, Victor Davis will be joining you guys on Zoom.
Remotely,
Right.
yes. Yeah, which would be really cool.
All right, so it's going to be great.
It's going to be nice.
Looking forward to, I'm sure everybody who will be a part of it, looking forward to it as well.
Yeah.
Guys, we want to thank you so very much for coming in this morning.
Thank you so much.
Nice.
And what's the website for your film institute, your film festival, so people look that up?
BelizeFilmFestival.com.
Yeah.
Boom. There we go.
Easy.
Good promoter, isn't he?
Well, you want people to pay attention.
Actually, this is the first of activities because our festival will take place virtually in November.
Nice.
So November 5th to the 14th, we will be having a festival, and so there will be some more activities leading up to that.
Sweet.
Gotcha.
But your final question is, what's his?
Oh, how's your Creole?
Oh, we ain't doing that. We embarrassing myself. We'll do that when the cameras are off. We'll attempt that. I understand it much better than I speak it.
Mom.
But he's been
I know, play mom. No, I am not going to try to tell. This is no. Yeah, put me on the spot. I have to act without a mask already. We ain't going to embarrass ourselves.
Well.
All right, so that's your character that you'll come back with.
Exactly. I'll prepare.
Yes.
And I'm going to come with the Creole
Street
accent.
Creole. That's your next
The
character.
whole time.
It was great. Suzette, thank you. Wooly Parks, thank you so very much. It's going down tomorrow. Thank you guys for joining us and wishing you a great day.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you guys.
All right. So we've got to take a break. When we come back, we'll be topping into a live demo and more. More information about phase 1 of the Mural project in Belmopan. As a matter of fact, it's happening across the country. And we'll tell you more about that when we come back. Stay with us.
Working off-site doesn't mean you have to be off your game. Studies have shown that simply adding a keyboard and mouse to your laptop increases productivity by 26%. Add a monitor, and you'll be 35% more productive. At Fulltech Systems, we have what you need to enhance your remote work or e-learning experience. With devices such as headsets, video conferencing monitors, webcams, keyboards, mice, docking stations, all with the brands you trust. Keep connected with collaboration tools like Microsoft 365 Suite and Kaspersky and perform efficiently no matter where you are. Fulltech Systems, your technology center, where you'll come for the price, but stay for the service.
Continues to expand its internet coverage countrywide to help you live a smarter life.
Our villagers are very happy. They are pleased to know that Smart went the extra mile to put a tower in our village so that our villagers can get live stream on their TVs and they can get their kids doing their online classes. I want to say to Smart, thank you for making it possible for us to get internet in Gardenia Village. We really do appreciate it.
Smart continues to take the internet and mobile services to communities across Belize. Now save even more when you bundle your Smart broadband with Smart mobile services. Smart, bringing people together.
Hey son, how was your first day at Sixth Form?
Really, really cool. It was great to see my friends, and I really love my teachers.
I'm so happy to hear that. I'm sorry I wasn't there for your first day, but I'll be back from Corozal next week.
It's okay, Dad. I can't wait to see you. Oh, and please remember, I still have some books I need to purchase.
Ah, yes. Let me e-cash you that right now. Money has been sent. I add a little extra cash just for you.
Whoa, Dad. Thanks. Got it.
You're welcome, sir.
Download the eCash app today and take your first step into a cashless lifestyle. For more information, visit www.e-cash.com or contact us via WhatsApp at 613-0257. eCash, the future is here.
At Belize Diagnostic Center, we offer FDA-approved PCR testing for COVID-19. Get your results as quickly as 1 hour. Don't risk getting exposed to COVID-19 by going elsewhere. We take appointments, or we can come to your home or office using our concierge service with no additional fees. We have 10 locations countrywide. Call or WhatsApp us at 613-TEST. That is 613-8378 to schedule your test today.
And we're back, and we're moving into our second conversation for today. We're shifting things around as we have been doing over the past few weeks.
Yeah.
We've been giving you ideas as to what you can do with your family across the country. If it's a day trip that you're after and you want to take everyone along for the fun, we have the tips. And so today we're finding out about the must-do activities in the south of Belize. And who better to tell us about this than Gilbert Garbutt, a tour guide based in Placencia. And I gotta say, good morning, Gilbert. You
Good
stole
morning.
all the sun.
Gilbert, yeah. You just take all the sun away from me. Oh my goodness. It's overcast here. It looks beautiful there in Placencia. Tell us, how's the weather there?
Oh, weather clear up. Few clouds around, but it's clear.
Oh my goodness.
All right. Well,
Sun is coming out hot.
I almost thought that was a fake background based on what we're seeing here in Belize. But enjoy your blue skies at the moment. But Gilbert, let's just jump right into it. You are perhaps in one of the main destinations in the south. And so when people go south, they think Placencia, Hopkins, and people have been venturing to PG. But there's so much more that people can do. Let's start up with the activities that you suggest.
Well, in Placencia, we offer, well, the village itself has good enough history.
Yeah.
It's not very big. You can walk it easily. 10 minutes and you can be from one point to the other. Restaurants and bar along the beach. Some along the roadways, a couple of them. But it's an easy village to get to. It's so when we grew up, otherwise, when you had to either catch a plane or get by boat, you can drive and everything else now. But I am at the point right now, the best swimming area in Placencia right now is actually just over on the left of me, right? Because due to the sargassum right now, most of the upper part of the beach is messed up with the sargassum. So the point is the area where a lot of people swim now.
Okay.
So most families come here can get to the point and get a good swim without worrying about sargassum.
Oh, that's good to hear. That's good to hear. So other than, before we reach Placencia, there are some places that people can stop and see along the way, or if they want to go for a day trip. Tell us about that.
Coming down, there is cave tubing, there is the Blue Hole, there is zoo.
Yeah.
Trying to remember all that's out there.
There's
But there's
Bocawina.
quite a bit to do. Yes, Bocawina, waterfalls, there is zip lining. Trying to remember all the tours that's there. I am, of course, as a tour guide, I also represent the Placenta Tour Guide Association.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm the president of that association also.
And if we're deciding, you know what, let's take a trip down there, but we'd like to see some nice places, can we top into the Placenta Tour Guide Association to get a tour guide to take us where we want to go?
In the association, we don't recommend guides, but all the shops actually have lists of guides a set of guides that they use.
Okay.
All right, let's start. If I'm coming.
So the company that actually owns the guide shop, yes.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm sorry. There's a bit of a delay,
sorry.
but no, I was gonna ask. So let's say I'm coming down the Hummingbird Highway, and there are a couple of waterfall stops that people can make. John mentioned Bocawina, where there are activities. Let's go through them. So as I head out on the Hummingbird, what's one of the places that people don't go to as often, but that's there for people to experience?
Coming down the Hummingbird. Waterfall, there is a new set by Sleeping Giant. I have not visited that one, so I don't know access or anything to that one. But there's 5 waterfalls just by the Sleeping Giant area.
Oh wow!
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a new one. That's a new one coming up. Otherwise, I've not visited it as yet.
A new one. Okay.
Well, so newly found.
Yes.
Wow.
Okay.
It's actually upgraded where there is ladders to get up to the top of them and stuff like that.
Cool.
Okay.
All right.
And then you have which one? Let's keep moving. So you're coming down. Where else?
Davis Fall.
Yeah. How hard is it to get to Davis Falls from the
Davis Falls is
roadside?
not that hard. The hike is not that bad.
Okay.
For elderly people, it'll take a little longer, but it's not a bad hike.
So to get to Davis Falls, you're not able to just drive in. You have to drive to a certain spot, then hike in?
Yeah, you stop right at the shelter there, and then you hike.
Oh. How long is the hike?
About 20 minutes, 25 minutes. I said older people will be like 30 minutes. Because you have to remember, if it's a family, you'll have elderly people, whatever, otherwise, and maybe young kids. So
okay.
You have to take the time more.
Do you need a guide? Or can you go?
For that one, no. For that one, no. You don't need a guide.
Oh, wow.
That's beautiful, though.
20 minutes isn't so bad.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
That's really not bad. Is it like rugged terrain? What do you need to? Your rubber boots? You need to have this. What do you need to have to get there?
You need a good hiking shoe. You don't need rubber boots because it's more mountain you're doing.
Okay.
Okay.
Check that out.
So definitely, Davis Falls is a little bit outside of Dangriga, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you're looking at 2 hours from Belize City, if you're going that way. Is it 2? Yeah.
Just about an hour and a half, and you're yeah. So after Davis Falls, where can we go?
Bocawina, of course.
Cool.
They have a number of different waterfalls.
What can we find at Bocawina?
Bocawina has the Bocawina Falls. They have the Antelope Fall. The Antelope is an hour and a half one way though. That's like a beautiful waterfall. It's quite a
I did Antelope Falls once, and it was worth it. I'll say it was tough, but it was worth it because you have that pool to the top to just cool down, and then I did then you do the waterfall rappelling, and you don't have to walk it back down, right? Yeah. But there are shorter ones.
But I've done the waterfall at that time.
Okay.
There are shorter ones though, right? If you don't want to take that hike.
Yeah, one of the ones, yes, the Bocawina one is a smaller one, and you hike into that too, but you don't. It's not a strenuous hike.
Right. Isn't there something as well to do in what's the name, City, not City River, but there's a village, Siltgrass Village, like all the way to the back of that village. I can remember back in the day there was a crocodile, like you were able to go on down there, and there was this place that you could go. I'm not sure if it's still there.
It's supposed to still there. I am checking into it because we do have the people that are doing the crocodile research system. I'm not sure if they are connected.
Okay.
I have not done that, so I'm not sure about it.
Okay. Then following Bocawina, well, you take not too long drive from there, and bam, you're in Hopkins.
Yes. Hopkins have a lot of culture, so
Yeah.
you can get your journey. You can see cassava making.
Yes.
Yes, there's quite a bit to do in Hopkins.
Okay.
So there's another waterfall along the way,
Quite a
isn't
few
there?
resorts in the area.
There's another waterfall other than Davis along the way.
Yes.
am
Mayan King.
Oh yes, there's Mayan King. There are a lot of people who talks about Mayan King.
Yeah, and Billy Bacadere.
Yeah.
Isn't Billy Bacadere on the Hummingbird?
Is it?
Billy Bacadere, yes.
Is that one
Yes,
tough to get to?
I don't remember going to Billy Bacadere just recently, so I don't know the condition of it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Then of course when you
I
leave,
don't know the actual condition of it.
yeah, and you know and the sights and the sightseeing along the southern highway, especially when you get to around Placentia Junction, there is the Mayan site or that was constructed there, and then there's the beautiful Maya Mountains in the background, and a lot of people do some stuff around there.
That area do have a zip line, they have a ATV, and they do river tubing there.
Wow.
So that we do in Pacom River.
So it's not.
What I think I like about it is the waterfall. I like the access to it, and it's easy to get to.
Right there at that the portrait of that Mayan site.
Waterfall.
Wow. So you just
That's
go out.
it, exactly. That's it, man.
How long is the drive from that particular point to
You
the
drive
waterfall?
into it all the way. You drive about, I would say about.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
Hi, Gilbert. Are you still there with us?
Seems like we've lost Gilbert's
Yeah.
audio.
Looks like we have,
Yeah.
we'll wait a few minutes. But of course,
Yeah.
we've been through the list so far. We're talking about Davis Falls. 20 minutes from the highway, which
Yeah.
is a fairly easy hike.
Yeah. Bocawina.
Yeah.
Bocawina. A lot of people
Different
talk about
levels
it.
for
I think you
different
could actually-
people.
Yes, I think you
Yeah.
could actually stay there as well.
Yes.
So they've got places for you to stay there. Following that, you go to that Placentia Junction where they put up the portrait of the Mayan site.
Yeah.
And that's the area he was talking about. You could actually drive in,
Yeah.
and there is you could do some rappelling. You could do the waterfalls there as well.
Yeah, he said that the waterfall is really accessible.
Yeah, he said that's one of his favorite things to do. So, you know,
Okay.
there's so many things to do in the south, though. Like you mentioned, when you get to Placentia, oh my goodness, it's a
Yeah.
natural wonder. You know, I love heading into Placentia, looking to my right and seeing the lagoon area and the Mayan mountains right there in
Do you
the
prefer
background.
Hopkins or Placentia?
That's a great question. To be honest with you, I love both of them because they give me the best of both worlds. Now,
Okay.
in Hopkins, you get that cultural, that natural culture, Garifuna culture. You could eat great food there, cultural food. The beach is beautiful. The sea is lovely. I love it, and I love going in the community and talking the Garifuna. I
Yeah.
love it. Like I really love it. I go to Ella's and just hang out, just have a great time there, and then head up into Placentia, enjoy the scenery, chit-chatting with friends, just hanging out on the coastal. Oh my goodness. Ooh, see the Kermis on Wales.
So we got Gilbert back with us. So John and I were talking about Hopkins and Placentia. What if we go further south? What else is there for us to see? Gilbert, you still with us?
He's there.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I'm with you.
Okay.
All right.
The view for driving south is beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can't, that Southern Highway Drive, it's beautiful going towards Punta Gorda.
Yeah.
I'd say more activity in Big Falls.
Okay.
The other rivers, Swayze and Bladen, there are hikes that's done, but it's not easy to do.
Okay.
So those are not really promoted regularly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, before we reach Big Falls, we have to remember we have Maya sites.
Oh yes, Lubantun.
Lubantun, yes. Nimlipunit first.
Yeah.
Nimlipunit first.
Yes.
Lubantun,
Yes. There's also the Spice Farm. People could go and take a tour of that area as well.
Hello.
Yes, you can take a tour. You can just visit the center there where they have all the stuff that they grow there for sale.
Yeah. Check that out. That look like Nimlipunit. I'm trying to You know, I don't want to leave Flashback.
I know.
But those places, they're beautiful. And, you know, you drive up the hill and you park. There's a parking area. You walk up the hill.
That view you have there, John, looks like Lebanton instead of
Lebanton. Okay. All right. All right. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Lebanton. The greenery is beautiful. Yeah, all these areas, and they're fairly easily accessible. It's a quick drive in, and you make your I think it's about $10. You're going up there, and you just savor the beauty.
Yes.
Check that out. Beautiful.
Nice. And, you know, I mean, once you get this far, it's more difficult to be able to do it just as a day trip.
Yeah.
So you definitely will have to find a base to overnight if you're coming from Central, and especially if you're coming from North.
Yes.
So let's say we head on into John and I's favorite place, Paine.
Paine, Punta Gorda.
That's right. So one of the things I think a lot of people don't get to experience is they don't go out to the Keys.
They don't go out to Mohawk
from
Key,
the south.
the Snake Key. These areas, they're so beautiful. Yeah. Tell us about those, Gilbert. Have you been?
Yes, growing up, yes, we've been all over those, yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Not recently, but growing up, we used to go all over. Yes, they are beautiful. And I think one of the reasons is that I'm not sure how much people do sell tours out of Punta Gorda, except for the Garbutt and a few of the other tour operators from that area.
Yeah, yeah. I think one of the most beautiful sights of PG is actually when you're approaching Cattle Landing. And Dr. Palacio is in, family is in.
Yeah.
But when you're approaching that landing curve and you make that curve, especially on a calm day, like if you should get there somewhere around 9 o'clock in the morning, and you make that curve and wow, PG is just there to say, hello, I am here. Yes. It's beautiful.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's just a piece of what you could do in PG. The drive around there is beautiful. You could get local stuff there. You could go to Miss Leela's, may she rest in peace, her area, and see some of what they've done in that area as well. And beauty at its best. What do you say, Gilbert?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Always.
All right.
This country is so beautiful. There's still a lot to discover.
Indeed. Indeed. Well, Gilbert, I'll tell you what, we're so thankful that you were able to walk us through what we could do when we head on down south. As a Belizean traveler, do enjoy your beautiful weather in Placencia. We're jealous. Do enjoy. Thank you.
I know.
I will enjoy it until it changes. I will change whichever one of them.
All right, Gilbert, thank you so very much for joining us this morning. But Marlene, guess what? Welcome. It is a Friday, and we've got a Flashback Friday. We'll take you all the way back to 1996 and check out September festivities. Are you ready for this? Because we are ready. Check this out, 1996.
Standing from the right, say move to the right, everybody move to the right. It's time for action and celebration. The jump for a woman's body, be joyous and be merry. The body on Tuesday, the feet are right away. Moving to the left, moving to the right. Up, moving to the left.
Is always with you, from live TV, sports, and on-demand titles. Choose your plan today. Plans start as low as $15 per month. My TV, entertainment, anytime, anywhere.
Bringing people together has always been SMART's mission and passion. That is why we are proud to have built a locally independent quality network from the ground up that spans the country with over 100 sites. We continue to add more affordable mobile data packages, broadband speeds, and voice services to meet your personal and business needs. SMART has set the standard of true competition with the most competitive prices on all services offered. We invite and welcome you to join the SMART family, where the value for your dollar matters. SMART will continue bringing new technologies, more affordable prices, network expansions, and people together. SMART, bringing people together.
At Belize Diagnostic Center, we offer FDA-approved PCR testing for COVID-19. Get your results as quickly as 1 hour. Don't risk getting exposed to COVID-19 by going elsewhere. We take appointments, or we can come to your home or office using our concierge service with no additional fees. We have 10 locations countrywide. Call or WhatsApp us at 613-TEST. That is 613-8378 to schedule your test today.
Great Belize Productions Channel 5, proud winner of 5 Caribbean Media Awards for 2019 and 2020. Best Television News Item, Best Responsible Coverage of Children's Issues, Best Health Education Journalism, Best Television Commercial Spot, and the People's Choice Award, with special mention by the jury in the Best Television News Item category.
Imagine going through your entire day without the burden and risk of carrying cash on you. Belize's shift to digital wallets has begun. With eCash, we can now skip the cash when collecting money or paying for our essentials, all while using a fast, easy and secure platform. Simply add funds to your wallet via bank transfer or at an agent, and you're good to go. You will be able to make quick, easy payments simply by scanning QR codes. And best of all, it all happens just like that. Payments are as easy as clicking a link online or scanning a QR code. Download the eCash app from the Google Play and Apple App Store today and take your first step into a cashless lifestyle. The future is here with eCash. For more information, visit www.e-cash.com or contact us via WhatsApp at 613-0257 to find out more.
And welcome back to Open Your Eyes, and we're moving into our third and final segment for the morning. Now this one is all about art. We've got a live demo actually, and more info about phase 1 of the mural project that is being done in the Garden City. As a matter of fact, I think it's being done across the country. Now, in to tell us some more about it, we've got Dr. Ludwig Palacio. He's the city administrator of the Belize, of the Belmopan City Council. And also in with us is Raquel Rodriguez. She's actually a project manager as well. Guys, good morning and welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning.
And we're so glad that you guys arrived safely from the Garden City, understanding it's raining crazy out on the highways.
Yeah, thank you for coming
Yeah,
in. We
thank you
really
so
do
very much.
appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
You're
Thank you.
welcome. But we are so excited to talk about what's happening. So the murals are being painted across the country, but we wanted to hear about yours in Belmopan and the process that went into it.
Yeah.
So who wants to start off? Dr. Palacio?
Okay, let me go first.
Project,
yes.
Well, I think I must join in this great excitement. I think we're
Mhm.
living in a very important time in our history. It's like a renaissance because, as you guys know, art has been forgotten for many, many years.
Wow.
There are many, many good artists that we don't even know about. And I think during this segment, we should probably mention a few names as we go along.
Yeah.
But when the City Council got the challenge to do a mural, and the think tank started, and we met with Raquel, who I had known before that. We came together, looked at the best site, we eliminated those that we thought were not the best. And there was this 200-300 feet of blank canvas called the Isidoro Beaton Stadium. And having lived in Belmopan, I happen to have also known Mr. Isidoro.
Yeah.
A football fan, fanatic, masseuse. He was a very interesting person.
Yeah.
And so the concept began. And from concept to design to actually getting it on this fence canvas. And that's where Ms. Raquel comes in. So I'm going to allow her to take off from there. Suffice it to say, though, that the City Council is extremely happy about the result, the process, and everything that went along with it. So we are very proud of being a part of a creative, historic monument. We might even transform the downtown to the Isidoro Beaton area.
Really?
History has been made, and we want to continue along that path.
Yeah.
Raquel, please.
Yeah, Raquel, tell
I
us.
want to ask you though, Raquel, because I think it's interesting. When you get handed something like this, what's the first thing that comes to mind?
Well, because I'm an artist and we tend to live outside the box and we're always dreaming, when we were told that the NCC, the National Celebrations Committee, along with Mr. Francis Fonseca, Honorable Francis Fonseca, had decided that he wanted to make visual arts the forefront for the September celebrations. I personally was very intrigued. So when we were told about this mural project, the first thing that came to mind was go big or go home. So when I approached when I was approached for the mural, I think that enthusiasm or that passion was seen by those who needed to see it.
Yeah.
So that would be namely Mayor Sharon Palacio and Nitch, because we had a meeting with Ms. Sapna as well. So bringing out the enthusiasm that artists have, we are always ready. Even now, even though the project is over, we're still always ready to paint. So that's a part of we sleep, drink, eat, 2 in the morning. If you go on Facebook, all artists are on live because we are painting. Yes, we are ready to go and show the world what we can do. So a project like this did not need us to, didn't need any encouraging. We just jumped into it.
Yeah, but then how do you decide what you're going? I mean, it's
what to paint.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was because so in art we have, just like in every other team or in any other company, we have different positions.
Yeah.
Okay, so for example, my company, Raquel Art, we teach children, and so that was easier for me to do, bring in the volunteers and the community side of it.
Yeah.
I am friends with many artists in Belmopan and Cayo area, even Belize City. We all very close, and I knew of a muralist who could bring any concept to life on a huge scale. So immediately when they would turn to me and my company to do this project, I immediately turned over to the lead artist, who is my lead artist, Fernando Reyna. So Fernando Reyna is a Cuban Belizean, and he comes with about 10 years of experience from Cuba, and so they think way outside the box.
Yeah.
So this
And they have
is
some
encouraging
beautiful
us.
street art. I gotta say that much. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Awesome.
So bringing on him on the project made it so easy because he has had experience with things like this, and so for us to meet and have Mayor tell them that the theme was Belize at 40, hopeful hearts, steady hands, together we rise. It took us about 15 minutes to come up with a concept because we knew exactly what we wanted to show, and by listening to the words and trying to understand the concept that Honorable Francis Fonseca wanted to bring across. Like I said, you bring the correct person who is set for that position in, and making a team was vital because that's how we got our project, which was actually over 300 feet long, to come to life in 2 weeks.
Is the Belmopan one the biggest space?
Yes, I think it's the largest mural in the country now.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
And how big was it? Because I know when it comes to teamwork, it puts a lot into getting things done. How big was the team?
Our team was, we had 25 volunteer artists, and so that's key, volunteer artists, because like I said, they're always ready to go. And then we had a lead artist, which is Fernando, and myself, who became the project manager and the coordinator of the whole event, I guess.
And you used artists just from the area, or they're from all over the country?
No. So when we were approached for this project, one of the key aspects that Ms. Sapna told us that would be nice, it wasn't etched in stone, but it was a nice advice maybe, to use the artists from the region. So we did choose Fernando, Cuban Belize, and he did live in Belmopan for quite some time. So that's how we became friends. We were working alongside each other for a while, and he lives in Cayo. However, he was part of Belmopan. So I did not feel like it was too much of a stretch to have him as our lead artist, especially bringing on 25 artists from the Belmopan area directly. One from Roaring Creek.
How long was it to take care of the entire project?
Well, we were approached about the idea of the project in July. So like the first week of July, it was about 5 weeks in process to put it together, organize it, and execute. Our date for execution was given by the NCC, which was August 6th, and we were supposed to meet deadline, which was August 26th. So we did that.
Yeah, you're finished.
Yes,
your mural is entirely finished.
Phase 1 is finished. Phase 1. Phase 2 is now the beautification of the gardens. So we're going to be wrapping a sidewalk around and making the gardens and landscape.
Yes, and I guess just to add to that, that area that people will be walking around from one end to the next is about 560 something feet by 12 feet wide. So you can take your families, students, tourists can actually go there and live the history of Belize at 30 and the history about Belmopan in particular. So it's basically the embodiment of who we are as a people at age 30. I think it's beautiful, that mixing, that collage that energy. You can really feel all of it right on that same mural.
I actually feel it when you're saying that. But we know that we've got our canvas ready and set, so we need to get to painting.
Yes.
And while we're doing that, of course, we could continue on what the project is about and how it's going across the country. What do we have here?
We have a paint party. Yes. Paint party was sponsored by the Art Shack.
Okay.
The Art Shack is a gallery and it's a craft shop in Belmopan. So she supported us. And we have some paints and paintbrushes. I would need you guys to get right into it. So on our canvas, I had pre-sketched maybe a mock of what we have on our mural. So the lines, this is what Fernando did for all the artists. So it was easy for us, the 25 of us, the 26 of us, including me, to follow guidelines because we had lines on sketched out for us in pencil.
So you had your space designated.
300 feet. Not really. Yes, it was sketched out. So 300 feet canvas was sketched out. And the 25 artists had areas that they were supposed to do. So we had blue teams and red teams and green teams all putting in colors inside the lines. And and then Fernando took over all the portraits. So let's begin. We have the blue paint.
So where do we go with the blue paint?
And I see multiple
Let me
brushes.
give myself some blue. Yeah, we're gonna use the widest brush.
I have mine. These are yours.
The widest brush. This
Widest
one.
brush that you have in your pack.
Okay.
Okay.
So we dip it?
You too, Mr. Palacio.
Me too?
Yeah. Dr. Palacio
He's also an artist.
is also an artist. And he has his gallery in PG. That's called We Art Gallery. So he knows how to.
Yes, sir. I've been there. So what do we do first?
Okay, so we're going to take the blue paint and we're going to color in, not really touching the lines, but just color in that space. The style, yes, color in the space as best you can. The style that we took on actually embodied the idea of steady hands, because if you can see right now, you need a really steady hand to paint cubism or cubic.
What is cubism?
Art.
Cubism is the one you have the lines as the main aspect, the main feature of the art. There are different genres of art. There's portraiture or so-called realism. There is abstract expressionistic art where you paint what you feel and what you think.
So we're going to color right in there.
They all have their own technique and value.
Okay.
I do mostly abstract expressionistic.
Cubism is also Picasso.
Well, actually, Picasso.
So it's like.
Picasso mentioned that he got it from Africa, so
really
you have to really understand the truth that it's African, and Picasso said it.
This is an art lesson right here. Thank you so much.
Living and learning.
Of course.
Is there a right way or a wrong way to do this?
Not really.
It's about what you feel.
How dare I ask an artist that, right?
Not really.
It's like, it's art.
On the way coming this morning, Ms. Raquel and I were also talking about characteristics of artists, and we concluded that they're extremely temperamental. In Belize, we say things like cut and style and things like that. But
there definitely is an artist spirit. I am a fundamental believer of that.
Oh, really? So you criticize us as well?
No, I didn't criticize. I said there is an artist spirit.
All right, good.
But
so
I think
if
you're able to interpret things and see art, you have to see things differently than the rest of us squares.
That's correct. I agree with Marlene, 100%.
That's just me. Okay, so I got my blue in.
Yes.
I think.
So we can do another line of blue. Let's just get that in. So you're getting a feel for what we did on the wall.
Mine didn't
We're getting a feel for what we did on the wall. So we got in shapes like this. This is what there it is. It's on the screen. So we got the volunteers to shade in lines. And we had, I need to mention, we had hundreds of volunteers, including the Belmopan Fire Department, including even the Coast Guard. Commander came out to help us.
Really?
We had some youth groups who came out. The Belize Youth Movement came out. We had little children from Helping Hands. So we had hundreds of volunteers along with our 25 volunteer artists. And they all followed the line.
I must say we also had volunteers from City Hall as well.
Oh yes, we did. I forgot the girls.
That's one of the things when you begin to
finance.
mention names, because then.
So we continue with more
More blue?
More blue,
So
yeah.
you want to keep a gap in between them? Is that what
Yes,
you're
so
doing?
you can see the difference. What we did in that gap was, that little gap in between the lines, was
I
we
went all the way
mixed a
through.
color, a different
Well,
color, a different
mine
shade
only-
of blue.
That's my
And so you can
line.
see the difference. So that's
Well, it doesn't
cubism.
matter.
We're going on another
We're doing
line.
cubism.
Alright,
So
so
maybe
here.
this one, but leave a little space.
Where's the white?
Leave a little space right
Okay,
here.
so what are we going to do here?
And then paint the bottom here.
Okay.
We're going to leave a little space. So let me just cut that line for you.
Yeah.
This is what we kept doing. So in case like a volunteer came and she didn't really follow the lines, we the artists kept cutting the lines. And apparently, if you can draw a very straight line or paint a very straight line, they say you're insane. So I don't know. we are very good at this. So that's just a little artist humor. So there we go. And then what we do now is we're going to make one more line. This is the last one for the blue, and then we go straight into the red so that the viewers can see how we made this thing come to life. So we're going to go in here now and paint that part blue. The little space that I'm leaving is because I'm going to mix some white with your blue. Okay, doctor, you can do the next line.
Okay.
So we're going to put again, but make a little space, and so paint in here.
Just blue.
Yes. I will bring this over.
Uh,
Whoops.
Bright blue or the white?
So yes, the same blue, the same blue. So this is what the volunteers kept doing in the bright 200-degree sun, hot every day.
Oh my God.
But it was fun. We got burnt, but it was fun.
Have you seen the other murals?
Yes, we have, not in person. We need to make a mission and travel the whole country,
All right.
doctor.
Yes, we will do that.
So
And PG is doing theirs where? Dr. Palacio?
I'm now in
Probably the
Belmopan.
park.
I'm not in Belmopan, but I'm pretty certain PG will do a good job. PG, come on, step it up. We're here for you.
So we're gonna mix a little bit of the white now.
Okay.
So this is what we kept doing. We kept mixing colors and mixing colors out there for the volunteers and giving them different pans so they can help us along, right? These murals, I must mention, were very important for the visual artists because we have never actually had a project of this magnitude before. So it was our time to shine.
But you know, Marlene, what we have not mentioned yet
Tell me.
is, piggybacking on what Raquel just shared, is the whole idea of inspiring a whole new generation.
Of course.
I mean, I wish I would have seen this at age 3, 4. So those young people who have been there to visit and actually participate, I think that is what the mural has created.
Okay.
We're gonna mix the white with the same dirty blue brush. Inside the white, you're going to get another shade, another hue of color, and this is what we did on the wall so that we can have some cubism start coming to life. So here we go. We're going to put that shade in between.
Okay, so right there, perfect. All right then.
So this is basically what we did on that 3-foot wall for 2 weeks.
Okay.
Well, not 3, over 300.
Over 300. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank everybody who also, oh man, what happened? They told us not to dirty this table, so please be careful, guys.
Well,
I'm going to be in trouble. So we also need to address the community. So not only people who came to work on the wall, but also people who just brought stuff for us. So my job as a coordinator was to bring this this mural to life. So that wall became a beating heart. We had people bringing out tents to lend us, some fancy chairs to sit on. We had people bringing us ideal water. We had people cooking and bringing us their rice and beans from home, you know, for all the volunteers. We had bubble tea out there from Formosa. Yes, and we had Mr. Andy painting with us.
Yeah, pretty much like this.
All right. So you just tell
Also
us where.
people who would pass and just honk their horns.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was,
Belmopan is always
great
this community-oriented place, you know? That's
Yes.
a good thing about the Garden City. All right.
So this is what we did on the wall.
Okay.
The cubism. Now we're gonna switch brushes.
Okay.
So I need another brush, so just so that the viewers can see more or less how this comes to life. So we're gonna put like one more layer.
Okay, so
I have
that
one more
layer.
space.
Oh yes, I only had one space, but
That's
that's
okay.
all right.
That's
Yeah.
okay. Everybody is going to be different.
I think that
I'll turn
part
it
is-
so everybody can see
That part is done.
our paint party. Our paint party
Big
without the
party
wine.
happened.
The same one?
Yes.
Okay, so I got one.
So
little
this
piece
is how the style cubism comes to life.
Is that supposed to be red? Okay. That's okay. That's
Yeah, I'm
okay.
just winging it.
There's
Let's
no
go.
wrong or right way.
So you said that do you have paint parties too?
Yes. So we do have paint parties. Paint parties are done by the Art Shack.
Mhm.
So if anybody in Belmopan or Belize City would be interested in doing some paint parties, the Art Shack organizes that for us, and then she hires the artist. So we are a little team down there. So she's been working for us. She's our little agent. And then my company, Raquel Art, we are a school. What did she do?
No, we're just looking
Are you
at it.
good?
Yeah,
This has to be, no, that's correct.
Yeah, this is that's what I got. So,
So
I'm
we
doing it.
cut the lines now for the volunteers. There we go.
All right, there we
Good.
All right. Well, things are happening now.
Yes, it looked good. Let's put this one blue too, because there's
one on
more
the
blue
top?
than red in the flag. So let's put that
All right, so
on.
let me put that on there then.
All right.
I think
Here
it's
we go.
also important to
Okay, now we're
mention-
going to switch over to red. Yes.
Yeah.
It's also important to mention that for art projects such as this one, this scale, this magnitude.
Let me check
the
over
supportive
here.
environment
Done.
was
Very
supportive
good.
environment
No,
was
that's
quite
beautiful.
important.
I love
Okay.
it. It looks like
So kudos to the,
expressionism.
to the
I love it.
council.
I won't even check it. It's
Very,
beautiful.
very
Okay.
oriented,
Now-
family-oriented place.
So we're going to switch.
Oh, don't worry about that. Yeah.
I'll grab this one. To red.
To red.
So we're going to quickly switch to red so that we can have an idea.
Yeah, because we're running short on time now. So
We're almost done.
Yeah.
Before we run out of time, I would like to take this opportunity to formally mention every artist's name. I need to give gratitude where it's due because these guys came out every day, some more than others, but it doesn't matter, to help on the wall. And volunteers, did I mention that? So we have Fernando Reina, who was our red guys. Let me do that first. So we're gonna put the red in here. So
Okay.
it's the same thing. Okay, so for the red, maybe we can just leave a little space so that the viewers can get an idea without having to mix a different color. And I accidentally already mixed the color. That color is on the wall, actually.
Let me also highlight the guy Elijah Miller, Raquel. This guy walked off the streets literally and went straight to that wall and saw what was going on and jumped into it literally.
that.
Yeah, we had several people like that. So I'll
Did you
mention
have new artists pop up, like people you didn't know were, were artists?
That's correct.
On the wall, we had people walk off the street to join us. I was very active on Facebook trying to ask everybody who would be interested to paint with us to come out and paint. It was an open project because it was Cubism and because it was led by Fernando. It was so easy for us to bring on the volunteers. So we had volunteer artists who worked every day.
Wow.
Some of them every day, some of them a couple days. It doesn't matter. We all tried our best to be out there because we have other things to do as well. And those people are Tom Sharp, Renice Bennett, Tamara Williams, Tanique Williams, Ms. Dr. Ludwig Palacio, Tanigi Palacio, Elijah Miller, very important guys. All these artists did this voluntarily. Elder Herrera, Marani Santos, Marani's 12, Avis Clare, Anna Smith, Lourdes Weston, Caroline Carr came out with her daughter Lisa Carr, yes.
My classmate.
Janet Arevalo, Nija Tibbs, also 13 years old. Amaya McCoy is 15. Jackson Bowman, he's 4. Amaya Wade, 4. And Osman Flores. So these people all came out to help us
So what's
every day.
Just mix it with white, yeah?
Yeah, just go.
Okay.
Freestyle.
Freestyle.
So what was the response from the artists?
The response from the
You mean
artists?
the
Yeah, I
artists
mean, when they
besides-
knew they had this opportunity to be able to
Everybody came.
claim this space.
Everybody
Excitement.
came out. It was
Excitement.
huge excitement. Yes,
We
everybody
also,
came.
What's the name of the guy from Belize City who also followed on Facebook? They remember his name, Miss Raquel?
Who's that?
The guy who sent the Facebook congratulatory.
Oh, Alex Sankar. Yeah,
Sankar,
definitely. Good friend of ours. He definitely big us up. He was going to come out, but he got caught up doing other stuff. Like I said, not everybody had time, but they were there in spirit.
Yeah, I
we
think
had.
he's in the Belize City one.
We had Miss Young Ling Lee. She came out to paint with
yeah.
us from Belize City, so we have to big up the Belize City artists as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a lot
We're
of
all
fun.
Belizean artists. Maybe not me, but yeah.
Well, right now we're kind of like separated into districts because it was 9 municipalities doing the project.
Okay.
So every municipality had their mural to be proud of. So we separate our little teams. You have Team Corozal, Team Orange Walk,
Team San Pedro, Team Belize City. So yeah, we had somebody from Belize City come out and help us as well. So that was so much fun.
And I think actually getting that type of endorsement from fellow artists is really heartwarming.
Of course.
I mean, people like Carolyn Carr, Alex and Carr, to
Lincoln Gordon, sorry.
Yeah.
Our
Missy
Roaring Creek star.
Yarling and all of that. I mean, it doesn't get better than that.
It feels good, of course. I'm sure it feels very good.
Yeah.
All right, so we also do the top because, man, I described correct like I had to try.
You're doing very good.
Oh, man. So we do all the way to the top red?
Yes.
Okay, so
we're going to go and leave a little space. Let's cut that line straight for you.
Okay.
Kind of straight.
Kind of ish.
And then we color in there.
Okay.
Okay.
Sweet.
So this is what we did on the wall. Cubism. Very nice. Let me see.
Oh, I went rogue.
Oh, it's very pretty. Marilyn already has her different shades of red.
She's an artist.
I love it. She is an artist.
We all to a certain extent.
Yeah.
So you guys asked
keep my
me
day
about
job.
if we had like people who we did not know were artists who came out on the wall, and definitely we did. We ended up leaving with so many friends. So now I would like to say we are a formal team of artists from Belmopan now. This project really brought, yes. I like to say that. Those are my words. We are an artist family.
Yeah.
But I
Very
also
good.
think, it really shows how public spaces can be transformed. A white wall is one thing, but when you have just something extra added to it, and we have all the talent to do it.
We do. And murals do carry a value. So we did add value to our city.
You got the yellow?
There is a money value to murals. So it's really good. We
Yellow.
tried our best.
In the back.
I don't see the yellow.
We're adding yellow?
Well, you know Dr. Falas said it.
He's an artist. We can ask him.
Okay. Oh, maybe for some orange.
Is it orange or yellow? Well.
He's gonna make orange with the yellow. I think it's sealed.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So this is what we have.
Let's see.
far.
I'll put mine down and check the students.
All right. So what do we do with the white? This on the line.
That's good. Just leave it, and then what I can do is I can add some white to it. Because Marlene already has her. Wow, she's going.
Here you go.
That might be because she's good with makeup too, Because I always tell my girls, like my teen girls in school, I tell them the ones who are good with makeup, I could tell because they mix colors
So we
away.
mix it up a little?
The same dirty brush, just go in there, and you're gonna probably get pink or something.
Sweet.
I'm gonna convert this to a sun.
Let's put a little bit more.
Right. And you have a sunrise or sunset.
See? And so we did other colors inside.
All right. So we're getting carried away, and we have people watching, and they're saying they're not joined in. They're not in the fun. Let me show you what I came up with so far. Definitely, we leave it to the professionals. But this is such a great initiative, and it's one that we mentioned this morning is it's a great opportunity. One for artists to be able to showcase their talents. But also, I think you said something so important. You have little ones now who are going to walk past that wall every day and say, wow, I wish I could do something like that.
Right.
And they may pursue learning more about art, getting better at art. And so that in itself is something that will have its returns.
A great accomplishment.
Yeah. All right. So once again, Raquel, I know that you also have your own art studio.
Yes. And that's pretty important because what I'm trying to accomplish with that is to raise, during the time of coronavirus, everything has been really difficult for parents. The kids are a bit maybe depressed at home. They don't have anywhere really to go and socialize.
Yeah, that's the tough
and
part.
so what I tried to accomplish with this school, it kind of just manifested itself. I must say that I did not plan this. It's just sort of happened and came from somewhere out of the blue.
Yeah.
But I have girls in my school, mainly girls too. I don't know why. Mainly girls are painting. But they come to me, and the parents all trust me to carry these girls along with Raquel Art. And we have been developing young entrepreneurs.
Okay.
So every week we try to do different exhibitions or different ways, we find different ways of making money for the girls.
Yeah.
And we're talking they're 3 years old to about 15.
Oh, that's so cool.
So
That's
they're all
cool.
making their little money. Right now, most of them are under 10. And for example, like on Monday, we're all going to be selling our paintings to different coffee shops.
Oh, that's nice.
So yeah, so it's good. It's really good.
All right.
Okay. I love, you know, this, can I just say this is the value of art? Like we've all gotten so engulfed in what we're doing. Dr. Palacio is like in his zone. I know. And I'm like so tempted to just keep on painting. And that is the beauty of what you do.
That's actually true, because everybody came out to practice and they were like, I'm not a good artist. I don't know what I'm doing. We pulled people off the streets on the wall. And when they started painting, they couldn't stop. So.
Yeah, it's therapeutic.
It is therapeutic.
It is.
Yeah. All right. So that's what we have come up with so far.
The flag.
Yeah.
And I said, oh my goodness, let's join them. It's perfect.
Yeah.
It's so good. Look at that. We made the wall.
Yeah, the wall.
We got the wall to Belize City.
All right, that's
so the wall
perfect.
continues. This is the wall. There you go.
This was good. This was great, guys. That much we could tell you, but we know these murals are being done all across the country. And so Belizeans have something else to look forward to when they get to various municipalities.
Definitely. And then the garden city is going to add a garden to their one.
Yes.
A landscape, a walkway,
yes,
as well as
perfect.
a garden space. It's going to be beautiful, colorful, the green, all the colors of the rainbow. You're going to see it there.
Yeah.
Come take a picture.
Go out and take. I know. Go out and take selfies with all the murals, guys. All the artists need that support, right?
Indeed.
North, south, east, and west.
Indeed. All right. Well, it was great having you guys in this morning. We got a clear explanation of what's going on across the country primarily, and of course a clear explanation of the vision of the Garden City of Belmopan.
And finally, people can still contribute because there are other phases we need to complete.
Okay.
So if you want to be a part of this movement, a part of this historic 40th anniversary for independence, you can contribute. You can have a tile that carries your name or your mama or your grandfather or anybody you want to immortalize.
Oh, that's such
Come
a
check us
great
out.
idea.
That's phase 3. We will announce it soon.
So it's really, really community involvement.
Oh, that's beautiful, man. That's beautiful.
Thank you guys
All
for
right,
having us.
So, Dr. Palacio, Raquel, thank you guys so very much. We know you for cake too, but I left that there.
Yeah, I know. She made more cakes. Cake before. No more. Yes, we did, but no more cakes. Cakes were good though. I really support. Can I say that for the cake people? All the cake females out there and males, you know, because we have Carmelo from Corozal as well doing cakes. So everybody doing cakes. When I started doing cakes and I came on the shows for these guys, it was kind of like, you're doing cake, why? So, but now it's a big thing. And I love that. So more entrepreneurship, more people in business. Guys, I am so proud of everybody. I'm looking at all those cakes on Facebook and I'm blown away. 10 years has made a huge difference. From when I started to now, it's amazing. So it's really good for the cake people too. Yay!
Raquel, again, thank you. Dr. Palacio, thank you so very much. And we hope to have you back sometime soon. We'll take our final break in the morning. When we come back, we'll be wrapping things up. Stay with us. We will be right back.
Hey son, how was your first day at sixth form?
Really cool. It was great to see my friends, and I really love my teachers.
I'm so happy to hear that. I'm sorry I wasn't there for your first day, but I'll be back from Corozal next week.
It's okay, Dad. I can't wait to see you. Oh, and please remember, I still have some books I need to purchase.
Ah, yes. Let me e-cash you that right now. Money has been sent. I add a little extra cash just for you.
Whoa, Dad. Thanks. Got it.
You're welcome, sir.
Download the eCash app today and take your first step into a cashless lifestyle. For more information, visit www.e-cash.com or contact us via WhatsApp at 613-0257. eCash, the future is here.
Es un hecho. Únicamente con Smart obtienes todo realmente ilimitado. Solo con Smart obtienes datos ilimitados en cualquier momento. Mientras que con el otro proveedor solo son datos dobles los fines de semana. Con datos ilimitados todos los días no hay necesidad de esperar, así que es un hecho que nuestros planes ilimitados superan a la competencia. Por lo tanto, no permita que le digan cómo y cuándo usar sus datos y obtenga llamadas, mensajes de texto y datos ilimitados. Vive la verdadera experiencia de planes ilimitados con Smart. Es un hecho. Haga el cambio y viva Smart.
As one of the largest cable and internet providers in Belize, CBC strives to provide our customers with the highest standards of quality, value, and service in all aspects of cable TV and internet. Monitoring our systems closely, our technicians combine creative planning and state-of-the-art technology with years of experience and training to develop and provide the most reliable and advanced cable and internet service to exceed your expectations. For CBC and our team of talented engineers, technicians, and customer service representatives, delivering less than the very best is never an option.
This Monday on Get the Facts. How is the pandemic affecting your mental health, and what can be done if you or someone you know is struggling? Join psychiatrist Dr. Anel Martinez and family therapist Ashley Longsworth for an in-depth conversation on this topic. The show starts at 7:30 p.m. on Monday, September 6th. Catch it live on Channel 5 or streaming on Facebook and YouTube. Send your questions to 672-5555 or via Facebook using hashtag #GetTheFacts.
And we're back. Just like that, we're back. We
And
had
look
a great
what I
time.
did.
Yay!
No, I
That's
didn't.
you?
No,
You
I
sure?
didn't.
But it was a great time this morning. We had a great time. Like we mentioned, we would have had a fun Friday, and that's exactly how it panned out to be. We got things started this morning meeting an actor whose mom is actually a Belizean, so he is a Belizean. It was a great time.
Oh, that was such a fun
yes,
conversation.
I know,
He's a
right?
great spirit.
I know, great spirited guy. Suzette, thank you so very much. They've got their workshop coming up tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's going to be a great time as well. And trying to move acting in Belize and Belizean actors to another level and try to make things happen. It was great.
Yeah, you know, what I love, and I think it's a kind of a recurring theme, it's that passion and hard work. Because he talks about being passionate about being an actor, but recognizing that there's work that goes into it. Really happy that he's working with or Belizean actors and actresses so that they can be even better at this particular profession.
Indeed.
So that is actually closed. There's no space that you can sign up. They were just telling us about what they have been up to. But of course, you do want to keep in touch with Suzette and the Belize International Film Festival to find out more about what's happening and when these workshops are coming up.
Indeed.
We also want to say thank you to Gilbert for telling us about the beauty of the
Southern
south of Belize.
Yeah.
And you can do everything from lazy tours to just taking in the scenery, going to the beach, but then also doing some adventure stuff too,
Indeed,
which is
you could
really
take
fun.
a hike. You could actually go to a spice farm. You could go zip lining. There's so many things to savor when it comes to down south. The Stan Creek and of course the Toledo district. So make sure that one day you take that drive and you see the real beauty of this country. So guys, thank you so very much for that. And thank you to Dr. Palacio. Thank you to Raquel. You guys, man, you turned us into artists for this morning.
I mean, I feel
Big
so
money.
accomplished this morning.
Big money. I had to sell mines today. But it was a great time. We know that these murals are actually across the country.
What are you charging?
Sis Shanice tell me $2.
What are you charging? I know, I was trying to say like, we have a giveaway.
We do have a giveaway, you know.
I dare you. Let's see if anybody's actually going to try to win your painting.
But it was a great time. We know that these murals are being done across the country. We got a whiff of what's going on in the Garden City of Belmopan and their plan to make sure that the Garden City actually comes to life. All right.
I have seen this project unfolding over the past few weeks and it has made me so excited. I think it is a wonderful idea to be able to ensure that public spaces also have art and that it's not confined to walls in a museum or in an office space or a bank. You were talking some of Belize's most well-known artists as well as up-and-coming artists working together to beautify public spaces, and that in itself is a celebration. So I think that kudos to everybody who's been a part of it, whether they volunteered their time, they were part of the organizers, whether they gave up a particular space for this type of stuff, it definitely has only uplifted all of these municipalities.
Indeed. So while we celebrate our 40th year of anniversary, you actually have some more things to look forward to as our country continues to grow, continues to age.
So the new tour is to tour the entire country and check out all the murals, right?
Indeed, and see what happens, see how beautiful it is. And actually get a behind the scenes look of those who actually participated. Like Dr. Palacio said, what would happen in their next phase is that people are actually, who going out to participate, could sign something, man, and you check it out right down there, the names.
And we also want to say thank you to Art Shack for helping us out with all our stuff this morning so we could do our live demo. We only showed you a glimpse. This is what we were able to do in, I think it was about a half an hour. Imagine the amount of time it took for them to do that entire space. So thank you to everyone who collaborated. And, you know, if you haven't seen the artwork in your area, please go check it out.
Indeed. And thank you to you. Without you, this is not possible. You actually opened your eyes and started your morning right here with us. If you've got any questions, any concerns, drop us a line at oye@channel5belize.com.
You can also find us on Facebook at Open Your Eyes BZ. And you can, of course, find us on Instagram at OYEBelieve.
That's right. And before we wrap things up, I would like to say a special, extra-licious, special-rific happy birthday greeting to my lady. Her birthday is coming up and we will be celebrating like stars because that's exactly who she is. We love her so very much.
I don't know.
Man, we are sing one song for you about love. We are sing happy birthday. We are sing not kumbaya. Not kumbaya. But we love her so very much. Has been a pillar of everybody's household for years and years. And so therefore, Marlene, happy birthday to you so very much. From the family here at Channel 5, your entire family as well.
Thank you very much. And you know what? I got my birthday wish. I always say I want the rain on the weekend.
Yeah?
It's my birthday weekend and it's going to rain.
But again, thank you so very much for viewing us this morning. Make sure that you keep your eyes, your minds, and your
hearts open. We'll see you soon. Enjoy your day and weekend, Belize. Stay safe.
Iguales
Open Your Eyes was brought to you by the Belize Bank. Our country, your bank.